In this lesson we're going to look at how to use the sine rule. Now I'm not going to go through the proof here, again you can look at it on the lessons if you download them from the website, but we're going to look at how to use the formula. Now the most important thing in the formula is to know when you can use it, what information do you require to use it. And these diagrams here show you what you need. On the top two diagrams we've got two angles and a side. Now the information has to be set up a particular way. It's this kind of cross shape that you're looking for. One of the things will be an unknown. So we have an angle here and an unknown side opposite it, and we have an angle here with a known side opposite it. In that situation we can use the sine rule. A over sine A equals B over sine B, because we'd have three pieces of information and one unknown, and that's what we're looking for. The second situation is very similar. We have a side here and diagonally opposite we have an angle, and we have an angle here and diagonal opposite we're trying to find out a side. So again a kind of cross shape here going on. One unknown, three known things. Now the sine rule can also be used to work out angles, and you require the same idea, this cross shape, an unknown angle with a side opposite it and a known angle with a known side opposite it. Always again the crisscross with one unknown. Finally, in the last diagram here we have the same situation again, a side with an angle opposite and another side with an unknown angle opposite. So let's look at this with numbers. So in this diagram here we have some information. We have two angles and a side, and we're asked to calculate the length of AC. In your diagram in the exam you probably wouldn't be given the small c, b and a, so you would need to put them in, but we've explained that previously. Small a goes across from big A, small c goes across from big C, and so on. So the first thing you do is you write down your sine rule if you know it's a sine rule question. How do we know it's a sine rule question? Well, we've got an angle and a side opposite, and an angle and an unknown opposite, so that kind of crisscross thing going on again. If you look at it here, there's your unknown you want, and there's your known and your known. So you tick the things on the sine rule that you know already or you're trying to find out. So we don't care about A or angle A, so we're not going to tick anything there. We're trying to work out B, so we'll tick that. We have the sine of B, so because it's the sine of 30, we'll tick that. We know what small c is, so we'll tick that. And the sine of c is sine 35, we know that too. That means when you come to write the next line you can disregard the a's, we don't need that in the next line. So we'll write it out as b over sine 30, because we don't know what b is, but we know what sine of b is, we know it's the sine of 30 from the diagram. And we know what c is, from the diagram it's 8, so we can write 8 all over sine of 35. So we have a situation here where we have three lots of numbers and one unknown. We have to try and get this b. So to get b, all you do is you multiply up by sine 30. It's equivalent to multiplying both sides by sine 30. If you multiply this side by sine 30, you're left with b, and then you have to multiply this side by sine 30. Whatever you do to one side of an equation, you must do to the next. So there we have that. If you type all this into your calculator, just type it as 8 divided by sine 35 times sine 30, you will get your answer. 6.97 centimetres. I always double check and look back and see if this makes sense. Okay, that's 8 centimetres, 6.97 seems okay. If that turned out to be 0.1 centimetres, that doesn't even look like 0.1 if that's 8, so maybe you'd know you'd done something wrong. So it says here, write down all three ratios, tick the two angles and side given, tick the side you've got to calculate, so you should have 4 ticks on there, and score out the ratio not required, we don't need that.